Stage 3. What do you hear? During the previous two stages, you may already be hearing the words of the Spirit. This voice is what communicates the language of the Lord and his angels. The interesting thing is that this communication is heard in our minds as familiar thoughts, meaning it sounds like us. Why is that? Think of it as the universal translator of heaven. It's like when a person gives a priest a blessing. If they are in tune with the Spirit, they will say words as they come into their minds, usually articulating them in a vocabulary they are familiar with. As you become accustomed to this process, you will begin to see a difference in who is speaking to you, whether it is the Lord, an angelic messenger, or even a spirit of darkness. There is a confusion regarding the Holy Ghost and who it is, how it communicates with us. I will be covering this in detail in a future chapter. Just know that the communication between us and these holy messengers is often made possible by the Holy Ghost. It is indeed a whisper for most of us, barely discernible, as our thoughts blend with the words of the Spirit. Sometimes the Spirit will speak to us more forcibly, but even then, the carnal mind will say, "Stop talking to yourself, you're crazy." Here's a good place to begin having faith like a child. The mature adult in us will tell you to avoid that kind of thinking, but the Spirit will tell you to believe, to open yourself to this possibility, that you might watch the seed begin to grow within you. Exercises. Pray and request that the Lord help you to write a list of questions you would like to know the answers to. Get a piece of paper and begin to confidently write your questions as they come to your mind. Go through each question one by one and write the answer as it flows into your mind. Believe that it is coming from the Spirit. Don't create the answer, let it flow out of you like you are giving a blessing, word for word. They can be short or long answers. Trust in what is given to your mind. Don't try to think it through too much. When it is finished, go back and read what is written. If you feel the Spirit, accept it as personal revelation. If a part feels right, but a part does not, cross it out. If your experience feels false, try again later. If you feel the virtue around you, it will be easier to do and you'll more easily discern it is from the Lord. Ask yourself if you did this exercise with a believing heart, or did you doubt? Keep these revelations private. They may not be perfect. Like the basketball player learning to take shots, you may miss quite a few in the beginning, but you will improve. Be patient with yourself and do not discourage. Trust in the Lord. Practice focused prayer or pondering. Pick 3 people to focus your thoughts upon while you pray. You can formally pray for them in private, or just think of them during the day. What kinds of thoughts come to your mind? It always helps to write. Writing is a fantastic way to focus your thoughts, to hear the word of the Lord and receive personal revelation. If you get a thought, write it down. Have the habit of keeping a pencil and paper nearby, or use the notebook on your phone. Ask the Lord for permission to give yourself a blessing. If the answer is yes, do it. It is a beautiful experience. Like the first exercise, but here you simply write in the manner similar to giving yourself a blessing, in one continual letter to yourself. It may seem strange at first, but believe me, the Lord delights in doing this for you. In fact, every personal revelation is like getting a blessing from the Lord. However, writing is an easier way for someone new to the Spirit to focus their thoughts and to receive. Make a determination to make yourself holy. This requires you to map out a block of time to dedicate to the Lord. The Sabbath day is an obvious choice, but each day could have a time set aside. How willing are we to set aside time for the gym or watching our favorite show?